Am I audible clearly?
Good evening. Good evening, Anshuman. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's so nice to have you with us. Everybody was so keen to listen to you from the day
I'm
you.
also very happy to be talking with, to you.
Thank you,
Looking
ma'am.
forward to your questions.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so today we have Ma'am Rani Sahai. For those who don't know, Ma'am Rani Sahai is the founder of the People Resilience Lab, and she is the disaster risk reduction uh, expert and also the former consultant at UNICEF and UNDP. So, ma'am, I'm Anshuman Sinha. I'm a volunteer at Allad. You might have seen me in the projects Allad and people have done together.
Yes.
Like अभी जो सामान वाला drive हुआ था, and I also attended that workshop people conducted last year on disaster management. It was a wonderful workshop. I got to learn so many things, especially from you. It was wonderful. Okay, ma'am.
Glad to know that.
Yes, ma'am. As we all know that since I got exposed to this domain, everybody was talking about you and your organization, and they're doing a great work. And we look up to you. You're really literally the go-to person for us. And so I always wanted to ask you that how did people start? When did you think कि नहीं अब हम लोग के पास एक इतना स्पेस होना चाहिए जिसमें हम लोग इसी टॉपिक इसी डोमेन में फोकस कर सके? I want to know this from you now. When did people start and how did it started?
Okay, I have been working in a lot of organizations. I began my work with the University of Delhi, and I was teaching there. I was teaching the master's students. It was a wonderful experience over there, and I taught there for around 5 years, and then I got exposed to uh, a voluntary organization just like People, where I was able to travel to villages, where I was able to touch people's lives, directly. I would walk to their villages. I would cross the streams, the rivers on foot, on boats. So that particular time was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful one where I was working directly with the people, and somehow deep down I was very happy. It was a very satisfying journey during that time that I'm doing something directly. Things that I had learned theoretically, I'm able to do it practically on the ground. So that was a beautiful time. Immediately after that, I got selected into National Disaster Management Authority. So NDMA was a government system. It was a good learning experience, but I missed, working with the communities directly. It was a beautiful time, actually, really, really good time working there as well. But somehow I felt that, I'm not in touch with the community directly. I'm doing a lot of policy making initiatives. I'm doing a lot of different kinds of work, which was confining me to the boardrooms. It would make me travel to various cities, but I would just kind of fly, reach there, attend the meetings, be in a, five-star rooms, and I would be back then. And somehow that disconnectedness to the community, that was not something which I was really liking. And then that was during NDMA, and then I had to travel to Africa. I went to Africa, and again I went back to the communities. During that, I had to resign. I actually resigned because my husband traveled to South Africa, and then that was again a very nice time where I was again with back to the communities. I started doing my PhD over there, and during my PhD, I got to meet the communities. And then again, I came back to India. When I came back to India, I joined the UN. I joined the UNDP during that time, and I worked there on disaster management, disaster issues. Again, it was more of policy making work. It was again more of making people do those kind of works which I love doing. I was not actually on the ground. I was not actually connecting to the people. I was connecting to the what do you say, the community of disaster risk reduction specialists. I was working with people who were working with the community, but I was not directly working with the community. So it was again a very good learning experience over there, but I missed being with the community over there. During this time, it went on for a while. And again, what I felt was, this is my personal experience. I would not like anybody to take, examples or, take learnings from me. Please don't do that. I felt that when I was with the United Nations, I felt that it was working like a government system, in the sense that United Nations is actually a government system. Basically, it is an international system of government. And to exist in India, to exist in any country, UN needs to follow the norms and guidelines which has been given given by the government. So basically what happened when I was in the UN was my voice was stifled over there. We had to be very diplomatic. It was a very diplomatic organization. So if I have to write that there is something wrong in any of the initiative, it could be a government initiative, anything, my voice was stifled. I couldn't say that. I couldn't write it. So being with the UN had its own disadvantages, and stifling the voice was one of them. You couldn't say that there's corruption in the government. You know it, but you couldn't say it, because the whole existence of UN depends on being in good terms, being in a very good diplomatic relationship with the government over here. So that was one thing. Again, stifling my voice was not something. I'm not one of those who can really stay quiet. And but then it was again a very good learning experience. Again, another thing which I didn't like about it was my personal experience. Again, not to take learning, nobody should take learning from there. The other thing which I didn't like over there was, supposing there's something very important. For example, disaster was my area. Disaster risk reduction was my area. So we had tsunami. We had Mumbai floods. So we had super cyclone. We had Phylin, all these really, rather big ones. The big disaster also you need to categorize, the big ones. So these were the big ones, and we had a lot of funding coming in. So an organization's focus depended upon what is in, rather than what is needed. So if you have to make disaster risk reduction or disaster management important, you need to have regular disasters, which was the thing which we were trying to bring down. Yeah, we wanted to, we are kind of working in this area so that disasters do not happen. Hazards, as I had explained last year when we were in that workshop, hazards are everywhere. But if we are vulnerable, if our risks is magnified, we are at risk of disaster. Okay, and disaster would affect us. The hazard would affect us, and it would become a disaster. It would, the risk would realize, and it would become a disaster. Whole idea was to reduce the risk, reduce the vulnerabilities, and that was the whole idea about it. When we brought this down, the whole focus diverted. This was no longer important. This became less important. So this was something which I felt that this is not, it was not my thing. I thought that I need to do something which I feel is important and which I feel that I will do despite all challenges, despite not having money, despite not having resources. So this is what I'm doing today. I do not have resources, but I have this gut feeling that I have to do this. I need to do this, so I'm doing it. So this was it. Why people came into existence was, I felt that while I was working with various organizations, Bhagalpur has always been neglected. UN has never reached there to Bhagalpur. In the sense that there are many places in India where, small towns in India where UN is there. In Bihar also, Darbhanga, Madhubani, UN is there. There are many other places in Bihar where the presence of UN is there, and you can see a lot of projects going on there. So Bhagalpur is not one of their boutique, project area. It's not a boutique project area of the UN. So that is the reason it's not there. So I felt that while I'm working with the United Nations, while I'm working with various organizations, my own hometown stays neglected. I come every year and I feel that nothing is happening over here. You can see currently also we are facing the flood, and do we have any kind of response? We don't see much. So why is it? Despite this thing recurring again and again, and if we have a consistent effort in this direction, we will be able to face it. We will be able to build resilience and we will be able to face it. But I don't see any efforts in this direction from the government side, from the UN side, from any other large organization side. This is one of the neglected areas. So I felt that if nobody is doing, at least I have this responsibility of my own place. At least I should be doing something, even, a little bit. So this was the whole idea. It began as a vision that we want to see this. Our whole idea about Champa was like that only. When we started working on Champa, it was not for the revival or anything. We saw that this is a disaster in making. So can we do something to make things right? This is how it began.
Thank you for this, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Ma'am, as you said that you wanted to work in your own native area, like in Bhagalpur, and also share that you have kind of the people organization literally cleaned the Champa River, the entire Champa River, and they found, and you all found that waste which majorly consisted of sanitary pads waste. मैम ये बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन उठ जाता है फिर, क्योंकि सबसे पहली बात कि वो सैनिटरी पैड्स वेस्ट का उस पूरे रिवर पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है, that consists of a waste, and उसका इफेक्ट क्या होता है, and what can be the better ways to dispose those waste, sanitary pad waste basically.
Okay. So first thing, we have not cleaned the entire Champa. Okay, we have been doing it once in a while, but that is more like a message to the administration that this is doable. And first thing, this is doable. Second thing is that since we are cleaning it, kindly don't dump garbage over here. So that was a kind of a message to the administration. We went specifically to the DM telling that we are going to do this. So the whole idea was this. We do have a site, identified and earmarked for dumping the waste. That is a dump site. But despite having that, the dumps are, taking place on the Champa itself. So, and the reasons are, again, we know very clearly that the people who are responsible are not too worried about it. Nobody is there to monitor. And the people who are responsible are doing it for two reasons. The first reason is they save their time. If they dump it over here only, they save time. So if I have to travel to Patna, and if I have to travel to Patna, and if I am able to get my work done in Munger itself, why do I need to go to Patna? So this was the whole idea. So this is the reason why they are dumping it here. Second thing is they save the fuel also. They make the bill for Kanketi, but they dump it here because nobody's monitoring that. And the third reason again is, I would say there is land mafia operating over there also, because if you keep dumping garbage here, an additional land area would be created. And the moment it is filled up, they'll be able to use it for any other use. So that's a kind of a prime property being created on the main road. So that is another thing. So basically it was due to this only that we wanted to give the idea to administration. Now your main question, coming back to your main question, that we found sanitary napkins on the bed of the river. Yes, we did. And every time we go there, we see that, and there's like, it's strewn around, in whatever form, and we were the ones who picked it. So, I mean, it doesn't change. And there are many people who still use cloth napkins and cloth disposable things, old ones, the ones which was a problematic thing. So they are throwing that also, and we can see it over there. It is there. So what you're asking is, what is the alternative for that? Is there, and what does it do to the river? So first thing, what it does to the river is, the kind of, if it is cloth, if it is cotton, so it doesn't do much, except for the fact that it contaminates the river. Yes, it does. But if the flow is enough, river has self-cleansing capacity. So it won't matter much, because cotton, if it is pure cotton, it would be biodegradable. Over the time, it will degrade. It will go out of the system. So that is not a problem. Really problematic part is the pads that we are getting now, the commercial pads that we are getting now, which has microplastics in that, which has a lot of gel kind of a thing in that, and it's all plastic, it's non-biodegradable. So landing up in the river in such a huge quantity is problematic. It is causing a lot of problem in the system, in the river system, on the river bed itself, and since it stays for a long time on the river bed, because the flow of the river has, especially during the summer months, the flow, diminishes to, very, to a trickle actually. It comes down to a trickle. So all the waste which is not being able to transport down the stream stays there, and it contaminates the groundwater. Close to the river, areas around the river, the groundwater table is very, 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 high. You must be knowing about that. Like if we are sitting away from the rivers, we have to dig really deep to get down to the water table. But if you go to the river, it is very close. In fact, during the lean season, during the season when there's very little water, abhi to full hai. But in the seasons, just prior to this, like in the months of March, April, and May, when the season is lean, whatever little water we get is from the groundwater. That is called base flow. That is the base flow which we see. Many times you must have seen also on the riverbed that, there's just one small portion where suddenly water is coming out, and you can see very clearly that it is flowing. It's not a still water, it is flowing. So that is the point where the groundwater table and the surface area, are in contact. So that is the base flow, right? So the reason why it is dangerous is because since we have the water table very close to the surface on the river bed, these kind of waste will contaminate the groundwater table. Surface water table, when the surface water in the rivers is contaminated, it is not such a huge problem, because ultimately you can clean that. But when groundwater table gets contaminated, nothing can be done about that. You can't do anything about it. It is contaminated forever. So that is the problem. Why it is problematic. Now, what it does to the river that I told you. Now, you want to know, are there alternatives? Yes, we do have alternatives. We do have. Your organization brought out such a wonderful initiative of reusable cloth pads. That is amazing. And the women in my self-help groups also are using that. So that is a beautiful one. That is a very good one. That's a excellent initiative that you have taken up. And I think that is something, you can promote at your level, or if possible from our level, we would like to take that kind of initiative and ask, if we are able to find really good kind of cotton, we would really like to, kind of create a livelihood by, getting these things done by the SHG women, and then they can propagate that. So that is one. The second thing is, I've heard people are using, I think, coconut husk and all that for making pads. There are many organizations which are working on many kinds of biodegradable initiatives. I have not directly come across that. I have not directly used it or have seen anybody using it, but I do know that there are people doing it. There are people who are working on zero waste initiatives. And so Shalini writes, coconut husk, banana fiber, etc. And Karmasi is one such brand. Excellent. Yes. So these are excellent ones. And I think this is something which we need to propagate, especially just, I think 5 days back, we have this report by IPCC. You must have heard about that. That situation is really bad. It's like we are already at 1.1 degree. if we have to reduce by we have to reduce that 1.5 degrees हम लोग को reduce करना है, and we are already at 1.1 degree. We had kind of imagined by 2030, till 2030 we are safe, but no, we are no longer safe. The kind of situation that has been created due to climate change, we now have evidence for that. And waste, the dumping of waste in a wrong manner is one of the reasons why we have the methane and all, coming out. So, wrongly disposed waste is a very important source of greenhouse gases. And okay, now you're asking, जो हमारे पास current waste इसका क्या option है? So I don't really approve that also, because people are incinerating it. There are systems for incinerating. अब बहुत सारे लोग incinerators निकाल रहे हैं for doing it, especially institutional level पे कर रहे हैं, hostels के लिए, barracks के लिए, hospitals के लिए, schools के लिए, बहुत जगह कर रहे हैं ये चीज. But I feel that incinerator करता क्या? उसको तो जलाता है. So if it has plastics in that, it will burn, and ultimately it is going to contaminate it is going to pollute your air again. So this is something which I don't recommend. I especially, kind of support the idea of banning this entire thing. So these kinds of especially Whisper and all, जो plastics, microplastics वाले और gel वाले waste वाले आजकल निकाल दिए हैं, plastic covering वाले निकाल दिए हैं. So I think those ones need to go, and we should be kind of fighting that out aggressively. हम लोग को अब aggressive होना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. I feel that, especially after this report, I think we should be aggressive about getting it banned, because it is plastics. जब हम लोग बोल रहे हैं, when our prime minister says कि plastic ban करना चाहते हैं, what is he trying to say? Plastic ban करो मतलब हम लोग plastic नहीं use करें. Why at your end? Why at the end of the prime minister he is not banning it? It is in his hands. He can do that. वो expect कर रहे हैं कि plastic बने, create हो, उसके बाद हम choose करें कि उसको हम करें या use करें या नहीं करें. No, I don't think they are proactive in this. I don't think he really means what he says. So yes, this is it.
Yes, ma'am. Totally agreed. Most of the commercial companies, they think about making such pads which are more absorbent, blood absorbent, but they don't they don't address the after effects of it. And they don't consider what will be the environmental impacts on it.
Nobody is doing that. To tell you the truth, I have recently started a company for marketing our soaps, our eco-friendly soaps. So we have been incubated by BAU Sabor, and we are trying it elsewhere as well. But wherever we go, every time I talk about the rivers passionately, every time so they keep telling me, ma'am, अब आप NGO नहीं रन कर रहे हो, आप NGO जो रन कर रहे हैं NGO सेपरेटली रन कीजिए, उसमें हम कोई नहीं बोल रहे हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर आप बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, आपको अपना बिजनेस बढ़ाना है, आप करिए, जो प्लास्टिक यूज करना कीजिए, कोई बात नहीं है. What you have to do is basically आपको यही बोलना है ना कि आप एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली हैं. तो एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली करने के लिए आप एक चीज कर दीजिए, जैसे कि वो कुछ ब्रांड्स होते हैं, वो बोल देते हैं कि ये प्लास्टिक हम नहीं यूज करेंगे, उसके बदले हम यहाँ एनवायरमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट में लगा देंगे. सो आई से आई एम सॉरी, आई एम नॉट हियर टू डू बिजनेस. तो आप यहाँ आए क्यों हैं? शायद गलत आ गए, बट दिस इज इट. आई एम हियर फॉर माई रिवर्स, एंड आई एम हियर टू काइंड ऑफ project this idea that we can have companies and we can have businesses, we can have it eco-friendly and we can still do business. This is what यही तुम करने के लिए आए हैं. And I'm sorry, I'm failing miserably in that. I'm failing miserably, but I'm not guilty about it. I'm not feeling bad about it that I am not doing really well. लेकिन मेरे को यही चीज बोला जा रहा है, वो सब चीज छोड़िए, जहां पर आप एनजीओ वाला काम करिए वहां कीजिए, यहां पर बिजनेस वाला दिमाग लगाइए. So I am failing. So this is it. They are taught that way. उनका विजन यही है. They have blinkers actually. वो लोग उस हिसाब से सोच ही नहीं रहे हैं. They are not thinking holistically at all. We have got a kind. हम लोग अपने साबुन को रैप करने के लिए we have got plastic made out of cassava. It's fully biodegradable. उसको पानी में डालना है, उसको मिला देना है, and if you want you can drink it also. It's edible. राइट? तो वो हम लोग मंगाए हैं, होल आइडिया, एंड इट इज वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, बट हमारा आइडिया ही यही चीज है कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू पोर्ट्रे एंड पुश दीज थिंग्स, कि देखो दीज थिंग्स आर डूएबल. You can have your industries, you can have your consumer goods, and yet you have the, you can have your environment clean. So this is it.
They literally put options ki ya to business karo ya to NGO chalao. They don't find a middle path. That's the reality. And as you said that the responsible bodies should take action towards it. And you have worked in NDMA also towards the disaster management for years. And I want to know what, and you know the entire thing, what's in and out of this whole organization. And I want to know what is the governmental approach towards disaster management. Are they taking the appropriate steps and the positive steps to make the most positive impacts? Or they just...
See, I have been in the system, so I can tell you very clearly that we have very passionate people within the system. We have great people, and we have excellent vision at the central level. At the central level where policies are being made, बहुत लोग बोलते हैं ना कि policy तो वो लोग बंद boardroom में बनाते हैं, ऐसी कमरे में बनाते हैं. No, that is not true. Policies are not made like that. I've been a part of that system, both as an insider, as an outsider. When I was with the UN, we were as outsiders. So I've been a part of that system where 5-year plans are made. I have been a part of the system where you have policies and guidelines being made. पॉलिसीज बहुत ही तरीके से, बहुत विजनरी अप्रोच से बनाई जाती है. सारे लोग से कंसल्टेशन, बिग वे में कंसल्टेशंस होते हैं, जगह जगह जाके कंसल्टेशंस होते हैं, पब्लिक हियरिंग होती है, उसको ओपन पब्लिक डोमेन में रखा जाता है. ठीक है. एंड एक्सपर्ट्स एट द ग्राउंड लेवल, जो ग्राउंड लेवल में एक्चुअली काम कर रहे हैं, उनको ओपन किया जाता है. हर लेवल के लोग को ओपन किया जाता है. तो पॉलिसीज बहुत विजनरी बनती हैं. यू पिक अप एनी पॉलिसी, कोई पॉलिसी उठा लो, एंड यू विल सी दैट विजन यू विल क्लियरली सी in the documents. The only problem that I see is I have worked at the national level. I have also worked at the state level, because बिहार में और दूसरे states में जब हम लोग disaster risk reduction को implement करने के लिए काम करते थे with the UN, तो we were supporting the state governments. तो जब हम लोग state governments को support कर रहे थे, तो during that time we could see that कि वो percolate कर रहा है. कई बार तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, देखो कोई भी पॉलिसी बनती है ना, तो नेशनल लेवल में इट इज द वर्क ऑफ द नेशनल गवर्नमेंट टू मेक दैट पॉलिसी, एंड दे कैन आस्क, जो सेंट्रल सब्जेक्ट्स है उसमें तो डायरेक्ट पॉलिसी बनती है, वो इंप्लीमेंट होता है. बट मोस्ट सब्जेक्ट्स जो हमसे कंसर्न करता है वो सेंट्रल सब्जेक्ट्स नहीं होते हैं. वाटर इज अ स्टेट सब्जेक्ट, disaster management is a state subject. So there are these areas which are state subjects. तो जब state subject होता है, health is a state subject, तो ये सब state subject होता है, तो इसका decision state government लेगी. All they can do is they can advise, they can coax them, they can tell them, लेकिन वो decision नहीं ले सकते. तो जिस vision के साथ policy बनती है, I have seen that ground level में वो translate नहीं हो पाता action में. Reason is all the visionaries are sitting there, और जो यहां पर जिसको काम करने दिया जा रहा है, they are just doing it without the heart and soul. So the work is being done, heart and soul is absent. So what will happen to that? Shalini and your group must have seen what had happened to the Swachh Bharat toilets last year in the flood zone in Nogachia, Ismailpur area. वहां पर क्या मिसिंग था? सब कुछ तो था, हार्ट एंड सोल मिसिंग था. वो जो पॉलिसी बनी है नेशनल लेवल पे, वो उस सोच से नहीं बनी है, लेकिन जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो रहा है वहां पर वो विजन मिसिंग है. जो विजन वहां देखा गया है वो विजन यहां नहीं दे. सो आई थिंक इसमें गलती किसकी है? मे बी द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इज अनएबल टू कम्युनिकेट दैट काइंड ऑफ विजन एंड पैशन एट द ग्राउंड लेवल. मे बी वी डू नॉट हैव गुड पीपल एट द ग्राउंड लेवल. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में तो स्टेट के एम्प्लॉइज होंगे, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल के एम्प्लॉइज होंगे. इन लोग का लोकल लेवल में आप एजुकेशन सिस्टम को देखिए, जब स्कूल लेवल का ठीक है, कॉलेज लेवल का आते आते जब सिस्टम को ही अगर यहाँ पर लोग निग्लेक्ट कर दिए हैं, क्लासेस ही नहीं हो रही हैं, तो अच्छे एंड यू सी यहीं के कुछ बच्चे, उसी ग्रुप में से कुछ बच्चे बाहर जाते ही ठीक हो जाते हैं, बढ़िया हो जाते हैं, दे आर डूइंग रियली वेल. तो यहाँ बच्चों में कमी नहीं है या स्टूडेंट्स आके लोगों में कमी नहीं है. समवेयर वी आर अनएबल टू instill the right kind of education and values, so that वो जो आता भी ऊपर से पॉलिसी, उस विजन को वो ट्रांसलेट करके इंप्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाते. So these gaps need to be addressed somewhere. There are gaps. और सीन ऑफ एक्शन, चाहे वो डिजास्टर हो, चाहे वो हेल्थ का स्टेट हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो, इज ऑलवेज डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल. डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल में आप एक आदमी ला रहे हैं सेंटर से, पढ़े लिखे और उस तरह के आदमी को, द डीएम, एंड यू नो रियली उन लोग को जो आप ट्रेनिंग दे चुके हैं, एक डीएम क्या कर लेगा? ही इज द वन हु इज लुकिंग आफ्टर 50 डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स. 50 डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स को वो अकेला बंदा देख रहा है, राइट? So that needs to be addressed somewhere. That's the huge gap.
वहाँ पिछले 10 दिन से हील तक पानी है, रोड पे पानी बह रहा है. और हम 2-3 दिन पहले वहां बस कंडीशन देखने गए थे, एंड द कंडीशन इज जस्ट मिजरेबल. लोग उसी में वेस्ट डिस्पोज कर रहे हैं, ह्यूमन वेस्ट डिस्पोज कर रहे हैं, एंड उसी में चल रहे हैं, उसी में रह रहे हैं, और उसका कुछ ख्याल ही नहीं है. एक बड़ा सा टैंकर आ गया है पानी का, ड्रिंकिंग वाटर का, बट उसमें पानी गिर रहा है, एंड नोबडी इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दैट. बट नाम का है कि आ गया है टैंकर वहां पे. और इसी में सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन आ जाता है कि हाउ इज मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन एड्रेस्ड इन सच सिचुएशंस. जबकि इस पूरे सिचुएशन में ऐसे ही ऑल ओवर इतना ज्यादा स्टिग्मा है मेंस्ट्रुएशन को लेकर, फिर उस ऐसे एबनॉर्मल सिचुएशंस में उसको कैसे एड्रेस किया जाता है? इज इट ट्रू दैट इट गेट साइडलाइंड इन सच सिचुएशंस?
इट इज एक्चुअली. आप अर्थक्वेक का सिचुएशन हो, फ्लड्स का सिचुएशन हो, फ्लड इज अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम. आप सोचो कि एरियाज, हाउसेस व्हिच आर मरून्ड, जिनके घर के अंदर पानी है, जहाँ के लोग छत पर अपने आप को बचा कर रख रहे हैं, हाउ आर दे गोइंग टू मैनेज दैट? एंड मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन इज अ ह्यूज थिंग. उनको पीने को पानी अवेलेबल नहीं है, मेंस्ट्रुअल को कैसे हैंडल करेंगे? हाउ विल दे हैंडल दैट? सो दैट इज अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल. वहां पर क्या होता है कि ऐसे सिचुएशन में मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन बिकम्स अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम. उस समय जो हम लोग डिस्पोजेबल्स की बात कर रहे थे कि जो डिस्पोजेबल वाले हैं, वो वही हमारे पास ऑप्शन है. आप उस समय हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू यूज द पैड्स व्हिच आर रियूजेबल वंस? उसको कहाँ धोया जाएगा? वेयर विल इट बी वॉश्ड? सिचुएशन जिस तरह का होता है उसमें बारिश भी होती रहती है. अगर बारिश नहीं हो रही है तो भी उसको हैंग करके उसको सुखाने का प्रॉब्लम है. सो व्हाट विल पीपल डू ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम? सो यू हैव टू गो इन फॉर डिस्पोजेबल्स ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम. यहाँ पर यही ऑप्शन है कि वंस दीज आर बैंड एंड यू हैव अ चॉइस दैट, अभी जो इन्होंने बताया कि बनाना फाइबर का भी बनता है और कोकोनट हस्क का भी बनता है. सो इन दैट केस वो वाले क्या होते हैं कि वो बायोडिग्रेडेबल होते हैं. So in that case, those things can be managed. लेकिन given the situation currently, जो normal situation में we are not using that, disaster में कौन use करेगा? So your organizations like yours is doing a great job in promoting this. And I really feel कि आप लोग जो ये awareness ला रहे हैं, तो उसमें disposable ones अगर कर ही रहे हैं, तो you must be promoting these kind of things also. कि जो बायोडिग्रेडेबल वाले जो ऑप्शंस हैं, तो उस चीज को कभी भी लोगों को एजुकेट करना चाहिए, लोगों को बताना चाहिए कि मतलब वी डू हैव दीज ऑप्शंस और ये भी अच्छे होते हैं. मतलब दिस इज व्हाट आई थिंक कि जीरो वेस्ट वाला कॉन्सेप्ट को लेकर चलना बहुत जरूरी है. बिकॉज अदरवाइज देयर इज नो ऑप्शन. व्हाट विल यू डू? देयर इज नो ऑप्शन ड्यूरिंग डिजास्टर टाइम्स. ये स्पेशली यूएनएफपीए के तरफ से एक गाइडलाइंस बना है, एंड इनफैक्ट आई थिंक 1995 1996 ऑनवर्ड्स इस चीज को वर्ल्ड ओवर जो है इसको यूज किया जा रहा है. दैट जो मिनिमम इनिशियल सर्विस पैकेज जो है, जो रिलीफ किट्स दी जाती हैं, जो रिलीफ दिया जाता है, तो उसमें MISP का गाइडलाइन है क्लियरली दैट you have to take care about the reproductive and sexual hygiene during the disasters. ठीक है, तो उस चीज में महिलाओं को डिग्निटी किट्स दी जाती हैं. सो इसका एक बहुत क्लियरली एक गाइडलाइन बना हुआ है, एंड NDMA एंडोर्सेस दैट. NDMA करता है ये चीज. तो जो इनिशियली जो भी बड़े डिजास्टर्स होते हैं, देखो छोटे वाले, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी भागलपुर में जो आया हुआ है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का प्रेजेंस नहीं है. यहाँ पर लोकल गवर्नमेंट जो ले रही है, जो डिसीजन मेकिंग हो रहा है लोकल गवर्नमेंट में, लोकल का वो हो रहा है, बिकॉज हर डिजास्टर का एक कैटेगरी डिवाइडेड है कि एट व्हाट लेवल आपको किस लेवल का असिस्टेंस आएगा, राइट? सो फॉर एग्जांपल 2008 में कोसी फ्लड्स आया था, जो कि बहुत, इट वाज अ ह्यूज वन. कोसी फ्लड्स इन 2008 वाज अ ह्यूज वन. फॉर दैट वर्ल्ड बैंक हैड टू कम इन, to support that response to the disaster during that time. So during that time all these things were implemented. जहां पर इस तरह की बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सीन में आ जाती हैं, वर्ल्ड बैंक का प्रेजेंस हो जाता है, यूएन का प्रेजेंस आ जाता है, या इवन एनजीओज, द नेशनल लेवल के जो एनजीओज वगैरह आते हैं, जो वेल फंडेड हैं, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस व्हिच हैज गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी ईयरमार्क्ड फॉर रिलीफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, तो उसके अंदर बहुत क्लियरली हाइजीन और डिग्निटी किट्स रहती हैं, जिसके अंदर महिलाओं के लिए they give a sari with blouse and petticoat, they give salwar kameez for adolescent girls, salwar kameez and dupatta, they give 30 pads का सेट देते हैं हर कोई को, menstruating women का जो menstruating age जो है उसमें सारे लोगों को दिया जाता है, 30 pads का सेट दिया जाता है, then soaps दिए जाते हैं, bathing soaps दिए जाते हैं, washing soaps दिए जाते हैं. So these are the things, it comes with a bucket, along with a bucket. So these things are given. वो उस किट में जाते हैं, डिग्निटी किट्स में जाते हैं ये सारी चीज. So this is normal for. यहाँ पर क्या है कि जो छोटे लेवल में जो होते हैं, स्पेशली स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से जो दिए जाते हैं, आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव सीन दैट हैपनिंग एट स्टेट लेवल. ये नहीं है. इनफैक्ट इफ यू हमारे जैसे लास्ट ईयर 2019 में बड़ा डिजास्टर आया था, अच्छा खासा बड़ा सा था, भागलपुर में भी जो फ्लड वाला था, तो उसमें भी सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को और इवन सरकार को आई डिडंट सी देम डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग पैड्स. Our organization was there, so we were distributing pads in that. But last year jo we had responded to the disaster, to the floods in Kamla Kund area, so even we had that, right? हम लोग भी उसको respond किए थे along with. So यही चीज है कि सब जगह नहीं होता है ये dignity kits के बारे में लोग सोचते नहीं है generally, especially state levels पे. But wherever large organization, big organization, जहाँ पर vision है वहां जरूर सोचते हैं इसके बारे में, नीड्स को एड्रेस किया जाता है, जरूर किया जाता है.
Yes, ma'am.
इनफैक्ट जो भी हमारे गाइडलाइंस बने हैं, एनडीएमए के गाइडलाइंस बने हुए हैं हर चीज के. सो इफ यू गो एंड चेक द गाइडलाइंस, सारे जेंडर इश्यूज, जो छोटे छोटे इश्यूज है, हर चीज को घुसाया गया, हर चीज को लिया गया. सो आवर एनडीएमए गाइडलाइंस हैज बीन डन वेरी नाइसली. द ओनली थिंग इज वो गाइडलाइन बन गए हैं, इंप्लीमेंट तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को करना है ना. वो करते हैं कि नहीं, दैट इज अ ह्यूज क्वेश्चन. वो उसको इंप्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं. एंड एज आई सेड, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है? वहां पर दे आर लैकिंग गुड ट्रेनिंग, दे आर लैकिंग, इस चीज में ट्रेनिंग चाहिए. अगर आप ट्रेन नहीं है, आप उस एंगल से सोच नहीं रहे, तो आप किसी को भी जाके खड़ा करा दिया जाएगा. बिकॉज यहाँ पर किस तरह से होता है, वी हैव समबडी हु इज अ डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट ऑफिसर टुडे, कल को वो रेवेन्यू में चला जाएगा, परसों को वो बिल्डिंग में चला जाएगा, उसके अगले दिन को वो माइनॉरिटी में चला जाएगा. तो वो जो है जनरलिस्ट है, स्पेशलिस्ट नहीं है. और इफ वी आर थिंकिंग कि वो सारा कुछ सोच लेगा, तो वी आर रॉन्ग. वो जिस डिपार्टमेंट में जाएगा, उस डिपार्टमेंट में अनलेस उसका पर्सनल खुद का ट्रेनिंग है कि नहीं है. और यहाँ पर इस तरह का ट्रेनिंग का सिस्टम हम नहीं देखते हैं. आई डोंट सी दैट किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में ये वो लोग एक डेडिकेटेड ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, नहीं है. बिहार का भी स्टेट लेवल में अगर आप डिजास्टर रिस्क रिडक्शन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखिए, स्टेट लेवल इज डूइंग अ वेरी गुड जॉब, बट दैट नीड्स टू ट्रिकल डाउन टू द सीन ऑफ एक्शन ऑल्सो, जो कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल है, जो कि विलेज लेवल है. तो वहां तक वो ट्रेनिंग नहीं पहुंच रही है, वहां तक वो विजन नहीं पहुंच रहा है, उस चीज को ट्रांसलेट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं वो लोग. What they are lacking is your organization, our organization, हम लोग जैसे organization को उन लोग को rope in करना चाहिए. We have capacities. We don't have resources. We have capacities. We do not have resources. They have resources. They do not have capacity. यहीं पर तो हाथ मिलाना है, यहीं तो partnership करना है. So they are not doing that.
As you said about training, when I attended the your workshop, one of those things I learned from it, that everybody has that sympathy or empathy and that will to help. But the one thing that they are unaware of it, that they don't know that there is a systematic way to help them. There is a systematic way. We have to just ask from the people what they need, not just we have to impose such food grains. Nahi bhai, tum ye le lo, tumko ye zarurat hoga. We don't ask from them, and that is one of those things. As a helper, we should learn, and I learned from that workshop. And your organization, yes, ma'am. Your organization, our organization is working hard to make things more comfortable. With that note, we can think about and plan about our future plans together.